We start off with our question of the day. And Sakina, as always, I think it's the top of people's minds, and that is the opening of schools. So I suppose, we have to ask if people feel that schools will be ready by Monday. Let's see what that question is.
Indeed. And here it is, Leanne. We're asking you because principals were expected to go back to school yesterday. And in line with that, and grades 12 and 7 expected to return on the 1st of June, do you think that schools will be ready to receive those learners on the 1st of June as per government's phased reopening of schools plan? What are your thoughts at this stage? I mean, you covered quite a few of the stories in the news as well, with regard to the delivery of personal protective equipment, with regard to just the state of schools and admin at this point, where the principal in one of your stories there in the news, Leanne, was saying that the government's only come in now, the department, to assess the state of readiness, but the admin block was obliterated, so they can't even make photocopies
this is the
for
reality.
learners to use at this stage.
I mean, some schools have been burnt to the ground as well, and that's something to also note. And it's going to be a tough time ahead, it really is. But I know that one of your guests this morning is Isaiah Mhlango from the Department of Education, as well as the unions. So you're going to have a lot of conversations with regard to this and the readiness for next week, Monday.
Indeed. We'll speak to Elijah Mhlanga, but before him, we'll speak to 3 unions because they were going to do another assessment, as they have previously, speaking to principals and looking at exactly that question of readiness. So all of that to come. So stay with us here on Morning Live. All right, now, let's move on to our stories of the day.
Indeed.
And this is what's in the diary.
Okay, so first up, this is one that I think everyone's going to be tuning in for again. I think it's happening at 4 o'clock this afternoon. The National Coronavirus Command Council expected to give a briefing in which it'll unpack regulations that will be in place when the country moves to level 3 of the national lockdown from the 1st of June. So lots more details given there.
Also, according to figures released by the Health Ministry last night, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases that South Africa has to date is now at 23,615. Number of deaths has now risen by 52, and that now stands at 481. There have since been 11,917 recoveries, which leaves the total number of active cases at 11,217.
So there are those numbers again. 24-hour hotline 0800 029 999. The WhatsApp support line 0600 123 456.
And just an overview on those statistics once again. Let's start with a provincial breakdown. The Western Cape now has 15,396 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Gauteng has 2,993. The Eastern Cape coming in there at 2,748. There are 1,882 confirmed cases in KwaZulu-Natal, 208 in the Free State, 132 in Limpopo. Mpumalanga has 102 cases, Northwest Province 109, and the Northern Cape now stands at 45, yes.
All right, so the tests that have been conducted so far, we're heading up to 600,000 tests, which is quite incredible. 596,777 confirmed cases are 23,615. Look at the recoveries. Always look at the recoveries. That's that's an important figure. 11,917 recoveries here in South Africa. So that's a great number. The deaths, unfortunately, 481. I must say, I got a bit of a shock last night when I saw that biggest death toll coming through that we as a country have experienced. 52 deaths in the last 24 hours. That was quite shocking. And then, of course, the active cases of coronavirus right now, 11,217. The global picture for you, 5.5 million confirmed cases. That's 102,000 up from yesterday. And then, of course, we've got the deaths at 346,000. That's 346,000. That's up 4,286. And the recovered are 2.2 million.
All right, moving on to those trending topics now. Hashtag back to school. And this, of course, is the big one, Leanne, as we had said earlier. And many questions being asked at this stage. The unions giving their view. The department seemed to be all set to continue to have learners in grades 12 and 7 return to school. But we were expecting principals, at least teachers, to return to school yesterday. Whether that has actually happened in any meaningful way, we'll speak to the unions and, of course, to the department to find out later. And that, of course, will inform where we are headed. Musi Maimane now, he's said that he's giving the president 48 hours to actually respond to that petition. Remember, he said if they reach more than 150,000 respondents to that petition, they would then go on to make that demand to the president. Well, they've surpassed that. So not happy there, saying that these schools are not ready and therefore something needs to be done. So it's all happening, Leanne.
Yeah, tell me about it, Sakina. I know. I mean, yesterday, just being a mom at a school, with my kids, there was a survey sent out to all of the parents saying, fill it out and let's see how you're feeling. And there was a button that basically said, yes, you will be sending your kids back to school, or no, you won't. And then the WhatsApp groups went crazy and all parents are thinking, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? Because you remember the president said, if you want to, you can. If you don't, you're fully entitled to keep your kids at home. So, but you also, as a parent, it is one of the most difficult choices we've had to make in our lives, I have to tell you. So, yeah, I feel your pain.
Leanne, was it not said that it's not just a case of you keeping your child at home? Yes, you have the right to exercise that option, but I think you needed to register for homeschooling or something of the kind.
This is it. I mean, that's what it's got to happen. You've got to be obviously teaching your kid at home. We've spoken about this ad nauseum, Sakina, where the fact that we've seen the differences and that the haves and the have-nots here in South Africa, that we can teach online. We've got laptops, we've got Wi-Fi, we've got every resource possible to allow us to teach at home, but there are millions that don't. And those are the people that you really have to worry for, because if you don't send your kid back to school, then what?
That's the other point that Maimane makes about the stark inequalities in this country. Huge. And how this particular situation has just highlighted that, in a very, very serious way once again. But of course, #back to school. We'll talk more about that during the show.
This is it. Pray for Menzi Ngubane. So this is a big trending topic as well, and many talking to this beloved actor, Menzi Ngubane, where there's messages doing the round that he is back in hospital now, and they've been pleased to, pray for his life. So after doing a bit of reading, we do know that he had a kidney transplant. I think it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it was, about 10 years ago. And there may be complications surrounding that, but no one really knows what's going on from what I've gathered. But all I know is that the actor not doing well at this point in time in hospital, and everybody praying for him and praying for his well-being. So that's what I've gathered from this trending topic at the moment, Sakina.
That's what I know as well, Leanne. And of course, everybody's saying, sending positive energy to Menzi Ngubane and praying for his health and speedy recovery.
And there you go, day 61 of the lockdown. Wow, there we go. I don't know what else to say about it except it's 61 days of lockdown. Can you believe it?
I don't even know how we got here.
Yeah, neither do I.
Honestly, because when we were in the first few days, it felt so surreal. It was such a tough thing to do. And somehow we've managed to survive. It's day 61.
Yeah, day 61 of the lockdown. And, it isn't easy, and we're all continuing to do what we have to do, but I think the stark warning coming through from our president when he spoke to us, saying that from next week, when we hit level 3 of the lockdown, people are going to be going out. A lot more industries are going to be opening. We're already getting a glimpse into how these numbers and figures are going to jump. It is inevitable. It's happening. I mean, you and I just arriving here at the SABC, knowing that there have been a confirmed case in the building as well. This is real. It's a reality. And you have to exercise caution in every way you can, but that's it. There's nothing else you can do.
It is indeed a scary reality, those cluster outbreaks, those community transmissions.
Yeah.
It's the winter months, it's getting colder, the flu season's going to hit us. There are no vaccines out there, you can't get a flu shot out there. So it's going to be hectic, Leanne. Do take care, everybody. Indeed. All right, let's take a break, and then Leanne, you'll bring us up to speed with the latest news headlines.